Y'all, you wanna... You like to dabble in the devil's lettuce? Choke on the cabbage, smoke the pot? Is that what you like to do? Let me tell you, there are serious consequences to that. One of them, revenue going back to communities that have been hurt by the war on drugs, right? Listen, get out of here. Full circle. Legal marijuana revenue going back to communities hurt by war on drugs. A year after recreational marijuana was legalized in Illinois, revenue from sales is going back into communities that have been plagued by crime in the war on drugs. On January 22nd, the Illinois Criminal Justice Information Authority, they couldn't think of a shorter name, announced $31.5 million in grants to 80 community organizations and municipalities as part of the Restore, Reinvest, and Renew program. It was part of the 2019 law legalizing recreational marijuana. 5 Springfield organizations are receiving $1.4 million in grants to be invested in areas of the city that have been hit by crime and need economic development. The city of Springfield got $80,000 for economic development. The East Springfield Community Center got $808,992 for violence prevention, re-entry to the community for ex-felons and youth development. Illinois Legal Aid Springfield $32,874 for civil legal aid. Land of Lincoln Legal Aid $114,918 for civil legal aid. In the Springfield Urban League $419,702 for youth and economic development. Grantees will be required to provide data and other information to the R3 board to ensure that grant funds are being used equitably and effectively. That's great because it allows a bunch of data to be gathered so we can look at that data and address the problems that still remain and address problems that aren't quite getting enough attention. I love it when laws require data collection. Love it. Love me some data. Ooh, I love data. Damian Johnson from the East Springfield Community Center Commission said the funds will help him achieve his nonprofit goals of being a strong resource in the community. Johnson's focus is on making formerly incarcerated individuals productive and nonviolent members of society by teaching them skills to safely get back on their feet. That's great. Let me tell you why. When you send somebody to jail, you do lots of things, lots of awful things. And one of those things that you do is that you kind of put them in this position where they aren't learning skills because those programs have been slashed by the federal government. They aren't engaging in anything productive. And what they are doing is learning how to be a better criminal. That's what they're doing. And who can blame them? Because when they get out of jail, who's going to give them a job? Who's going to give them a home? Because they are a felon, and felons are bad. Right? And when you have these people with nonviolent drug offenses getting felonies, you are basically casting them aside to society and being like, fuck you. You don't get a job. You don't get a job unless we as a company get a tax break for it. Because that's what taxes do. You get an application and you have to mark whether or not you're a felon or you've been to jail. It's because that company gets a tax break on your oppression. That's what happens. We wanted to give some variety of programming for these individuals. So first of all, they will have a choice in this. And second of all, if they don't qualify for some sort of avenue, they have another one to pursue, Johnson said. His programs include specialized job training at Lincoln Land Community College, help finding safe and affordable housing for those leaving prison, education for those needing more qualifications such as a high school diploma or construction and trade skills. We want to do our duty to help them to be marketable to employers, Johnson said. At the Springfield Urban League, education is also a major focus. Through its community empowerment program, 100 people will get assistance in job and life readiness skills. The city of Springfield plans to use its $80,000 to focus on economic development. City grant coordinator Donna DeVlantis said that this will focus on the city's east side, especially Ward 2, which is part of specific economic development zones created by the R3 program. DeVlantis said the city will work with consultants to explore entrepreneurial opportunities, fucking excellent, and remove barriers to economic development. She said the city is committed to using data to drive decisions Yes, I want to go to Illinois now. She said the city is committed to using data to drive decisions rather than traditional models for economic development in impoverished areas. Fucking good. It's about fucking time. The funds for the grants come from a successful first year of legal marijuana sales that topped $1 billion in 2020. Sales are taxed at various rates, with most state tax products at 10 to 25%. 25% of all revenue is supposed to go toward grant program like R3 that provides funds to communities hit hard by the war on drugs. I would love to see this 25% go up to like 50 or 75. Less profits for the owners, more profits to invest into the community. By awarding this first round of R3 grants, we are taking another important step toward undoing the harms of the past. Governor J.P. Pritzker said in a statement of the relationship between marijuana sales and the war on drugs. It's a sign to us that this money is coming full circle, Johnson said. We have this legal industry now in Illinois. I felt that it was a great way to right so many wrongs that have been done, especially to these individuals that are incarcerated. Yeah. Johnson said marijuana has been tipped off to law enforcement that often leads to more criminal charges for individuals. It's kind of bittersweet because we felt it shouldn't have happened in the first place, but at least it's a step in the right direction, he said. Johnson said he is hopeful his program will be popular and helpful to people leaving prison who want to get their lives on the right track. The number one thing we're looking for is the will and desire to do better when they enter the community. Johnson said of the 30 people who will be accepted into his program. He said one barrier people face when leaving prison is the lack of places to go with resources. Johnson is hopeful Springfield can be a place for help with his new grant. We want to help make Springfield attractive for them and offer our support as a community to them as they re-enter society. 80 grants were given to various organizations in the R3 program's first round. More will be given over time as the state remains committed to using funds from legal marijuana to invest in people and communities hurt by criminalized cannabis.